I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing probably favorite and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family. Just thanks so much for the love and support. Is greatly appreciated. We're all going through these crazy changes just to, help us get towards that next level and heal from what is no longer serving us in that positive manner. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings. Love and light and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's up about the positive feedback of the content of my video, or you're just up, tell me about your empathic gift, how it impacts your life and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are informative, give you a good uplift or vibes that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times at the moment and needing spiritual guidance or just needing confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give it a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. It's truly appreciated on so many levels, and I hope that you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And the music I'm listening to, the channel is called Peace of Mind Positive Vibration Meditation, and the music is called Cleanse Aura, Boost Positive Energy, Chakra Balancing, Healing Frequency, and Singing Bowl Meditations. Those are so like very peaceful, and as soon as I turned this on, it was like I'm like, woo, powerful. So and the video that I'm doing today is called Twin Flame 101. Heyokas, helpful tips to keep a positive balance during the Ascension period. There's so many people I've been connecting with the last few weeks. We're all going through our path of, transmutation, transitioning, transcending. What's the other one? Uh, and transformation. All these different things, we're going through big changes in our lives, and and it there's sometimes it can be a blessing if you're not really going through things in a heavy manner, but just being able to keep your alignment, keeping yourself in alignment with what you're trying to bring into your life and fusion. um, you have to be able to allow yourself, you know what things that you're still struggling with, what things can be a traumatic trigger for you. There are certain things that will pop up in your life that will kind of remind you of something in the past that really has messed you up in a lot of ways. So you, during this time, you're going through things where you have to reflect. You're dealing with things that you really have to come to peace with, come to terms with, to get that peace of mind. And a lot of times we don't realize just what we allow ourselves to focus on. And if it's not in if it's in a negative manner, or something somebody has done, and you allowing yourself to stay focused, putting that energy on what has taken place that you can't change, is going to keep you in a situation longer than you're supposed to. And then when you're doing that, it becomes harder and harder every time, because it'll go back into a repeated cycle for you. And the more it comes back at you, the harder it will be. And it's like when universe has to make you, confront things or come to terms with things, you don't want them to do that, because when you do it, you really think it's hitting you hard, it's hitting you hard. Because it's like with me going through my situation, I had one of my love bugs, connect with me in that way and was telling me, they basically, I said something and then they, sent me the confirmation of, yes, that's taking place. So there's a lot of things that is coming down on me heavy that I really had to come to terms with. So I had to find some really positive tips for me to go into that solitude, for me to allow myself to let that transition take place in my life that is truly needed. The way I do it is just basically being able to come into peace with it. Do pros and cons with yourself. Get you a little notebook. Um, Allow yourself to keep a journal on everything that's taking place in your life. Things, even especially no matter how big or how small it is, you make sure you keep a record of that. So if any big changes come back to place, come into place with you that really like has you with like a WTF moment. You can go back and see, dang, I wrote this down a couple of days ago, or this happened to me last week. So your dreams are coming to you and telling you different things that you need to be aware of, the things that are about to take place, or it's just giving you confirmation of the things that you've been asking about. Being able to understand what was your trigger. That's the con. If you're dealing with certain situations like a traumatic, um, you're in a into that thinking loop of allowing yourself to keep dwelling on past pain and hurt. Allow yourself to see, write that as the con, saying, what, these painful memories keeps coming back to that surface. Even when I'm doing something positive, this is coming up to the surface. And then you allow yourself to write that down. Then you see the positive of it. This may be coming up, especially if you're thinking about all positive things, you're doing positive things in your life. These are resurfacing because it's allowing you to know, hey, this is no longer needed in your life. So we need you to separate with this. Allow yourself to forgive yourself, because that's the first thing you need to do. Because if you're allowing yourself to go through that repeated loop of thinking about something that's taken place, no, number one, those are the things that brought you onto your spiritual path. You had to endure some kind of crazy trauma in your life, or something had to take a big shift for you to understand, okay, this is what brought me to my spiritual awakening. These are the things that has happened. Because I guarantee you, if you're just now finding out about your spiritual path, you've been going through this for a while, but it took you a minute for you to actually realize what is taking place in your life. Because there's so many people that are connecting with me right now that are just now starting to understand this is what's taking place in my life, and I'm really trying to get a deeper understanding about this. You're talking about all these different things in a video, and it's not like so many of the things that I went through. There's so many people connecting with me, like, Roslynn, thank you for making these videos, because it allows me to know I'm not alone. We're not. When there's a lot of times we're going through different things in our lives, and it makes you feel like you're in a world to yourself. Everything is against you, you know but this is that time where you're having no choice but to face the truth. Everything is being boxed into you, lockdown, social distancing, quarantine, all these different things are taking place for you to be able to identify what is holding you back from your fullest purpose. Because right now we're already in that mission of changing the world right now. Because first, for us to be able to change that world, we have to change our thought process, change how we react to certain things, not allowing other people's insecurities that they're trying to, throw at us, take that personal. All these different things is showing you, things could be so much better if you just allow yourself to just disconnect from anything that is taking place. Allow yourself to go on nature walks, allow the nature, just to be able to see what the universe is trying to tell you. Because when you keep yourself cooped up in the house a lot, number one, that energy is just like is airborne right there. So if you're having a heavy energy, it'll be good, just allow yourself to go outside for 45 minutes to an hour or 2 hours. Right here where we live at, there's time to time I might go to the river walk, and just being able to do that. And it's like right there, we have beautiful like creek type different currents and stuff is all coming down, and it's so peaceful out there. um when you're allowing yourself to do that, just being, just have that self time for yourself. Another tip is, if you're living in your home or whatever, allow yourself to go, if you're on that lockdown situation where you're not able to go to work right now, or if you're going through the spiritual awakening where you no longer have a job, this is allowing you to go from every room to room and start, throwing stuff out. If there's things that you no longer fit anymore, like isn't clothes, you know, um, or even things that are, less interesting to you, allow yourself, if this is something that, you can, donate towards, like Salvation Army or whatever. I don't know how they do it overseas, if they have those different things where you can, we have these, what is it, Goodwill boxes out here, like by the gas stations and stuff like that, where you can, donate, clothes, shoes, and everything like that, and just put it in a bin, and they come get it like once a week, I think so, here. So, allowing yourself to declutter, because a lot of times you don't know just the energy that you have kept in something. Like maybe you may gone through some crazy addictions, or you've been in a toxic relationship where that energy is still like settling in certain situations. If there's something that is connecting to you to a toxic situation, that you're no longer in, you have to allow yourself to get rid of that. And just declutter your house. When you're allowing yourself to space things out, where it's like, because we don't realize everything holds energy. So you have to be able to get rid of all those things. Make sure you're what is it, smudging your house, taking sage, burning it. I know here I have to go hell and high water just to find sage stocks here. If you can just buy um some sage, they have it in the seasoning section, and even bay leaves. You can burn those out, keep every door open, um, including closet doors and everything like that. Make sure you start all the way in the back of the house and clear out, saying, whatever negative energy or heavy energy is still placed here, I'm asking it to be released. And you work from the back of the house. Make sure you go all the way around every closet, every door, and let even be open. Even your cabinets in your kitchen, they need to be open, so you can allow yourself to brush that out your house, and then putting sea salt outside your door and blessing that as well. um, but allow yourself to go ahead and write down all those things that are still something that that you're having problems with. Maybe you're having a disconnect where you can't really deal with people right now. You have to allow yourself to basically understand. If you're not connecting with people, a lot of times people are like, oh, I can't hang out with my friends, or hey, oh, I can't do this with my my whatever, my girlfriend or whatever. Like that is, it's like with me, I've been doing social distancing for a minute. I just allow myself to mind my own business, going what I need to do. I didn't really hang with too many people, and when I did, it wasn't very long. We got into a connection, but I appreciated allowing myself to connect with those people, because it's either you're always learning something off of somebody, whether it's good or bad. While those things is taking place, number one, with me, I had to allow myself to be honest. Yeah, I done gained a few pounds since I've been going through a lot of depression. So there was, I was having, I was doing emotional eating. So I had to allow myself not to be hard on myself, because the way I used to deal with my problems is like smoke cigarettes, um, smoke weed, a lot of it, have drinks every time, every now and then. And now it's been over 2 years since I've had any of those things. So I went to my comfort for food, and and I had to allow myself. And that's when I start writing these things down. When I tell you, my higher self was really connected to me, because when I was writing, it didn't feel like me writing, because I had to tell myself, hey, be gentle with yourself right now. Yeah, you gained some weight, but look at everything you're dealing with. You're dealing with more than one thing. You're dealing with a lot of stuff that you had to be able to face, and that wasn't easy. You got to be lucky. That's all it is that you did, is gain weight. You could have been in a worse situation. So I had to allow myself to really, you know, um, whatever that I know I can fix, on the physical, to make me feel like a better person in that situation. Allow yourself to do that. You know what changes you need to allow take place. And this is at this time. If you have any people that you're connected with, there are like very heavy energy, they're very negative, they're very narcissistic, psychopaths, sociopaths. Allow yourself to disconnect from those people, because right now everything is trying to make you prioritize being able to see your life and what needs to stay and what needs to go. Because especially yesterday, I think it was like the moon of Gemini, where it's allowing you to really backtrack on everything that's currently taking place in your life, or certain things that are starting to come to the surface that you really need to make that peace with. So they want you to be able to do that. You need to write these things down. There's a lot of people that I hated to disconnect from, but I did. There was people that really wanted to stay connected with me, but I was going through my own issues too, and I was not realizing I was placing that heavy energy on them as well, because it was just like I was really going through some deep rooted stuff that was coming up, and I didn't know that was still affecting me that way until I allowed myself to really hear the things that were coming out my mouth. And I had to allow myself to really step back, because that's not any kind of vibe I want to give off to anybody, that I've gone through. And that's the reason why I had to take, I almost took off almost close to 12 days. And then it was like yesterday, I was doing full blown detoxing. So it made me so freaking emotional, you know. And it's just like more I'm opening myself up to it. When I say my spirit guides are coming, and I'm talking about not just my spirit guides that's been watching me over these years, but people that are past that was in my life. I mean, I'm hearing them, I'm seeing them. It made me feel like I was in the movie of M. Night Shyamalan, Sixth Sense. I had to change my hair color because I kept on seeing my dad's, ex-girlfriend on my face. It's like a lot of times people can watch my videos and they may see my dad pop up on the side, or, if I'm going through some emotional time, like if I feel like I'm crying, I'm about to start crying or getting emotional, sometimes my signals start getting very distorted and you start seeing my face change and stuff like that. Even there's sometimes when my energy is so heightened, and a lot of times it'll mess the signal up here, or it's like the lights in my face will start changing. You'll start, or you see my third eye coming out, so there was a lot of times I had to be able to stay to myself, and I had to be able to, there's people that connect with me over on, Facebook Messenger, and it was like really hard for me to stay in communication with everybody, because that was something when I tried to be able to place myself in that bubble. I don't want people feeling that vibe for me because, us as empaths, we pick up everything. And it's just like those are the parts of me I'm very selfish with because I don't want nobody feeling that. Y'all are already going through your own transitions and trying to be able to come terms with that because there's a lot of people that are very cranky. It don't even take it can be somebody that just said one little thing to you that any other day it wouldn't have got to you, but it stays on your mind like, I can't believe they said that. Why did they say that? And this you'll be stuck on that one little thing. And all these things that are taking place where heaviness is coming at you, whether it's from your job, where it's somewhere you're volunteering at, or there should be a purpose that you're guiding towards, and it's like um you're not, it just seems like it's not clicking with you. Those are the things that's telling you, hey, this is your time for solitude. You really need to get yourself ready. You need to allow yourself to cleanse, because when you know that you're getting to that mode where you're snapping, when you feel that, like where you're coming very combative or whatever, this is that time where it's telling you, hey, you need to start writing down the things that are really starting to irritate you. See what is your trigger, see what is something that will put you in uh a negative field, or even a low frequency. These are the things you really need to allow yourself to be honest with yourself about. Because once you start being honest with yourself and truly seeing what is the things that really put you in that low frequency and keeps you focused on the negatives, and still allowing yourself to say, you know what, if this is something I can change, allow me to go ahead and write down, hey, this is something I need to change in my life. These are something that I can allow myself to convert this from a negative impact to be a positive uplift, to really strengthen my vibration. Everything that's taking place right now, it can be very overwhelming, but you have to allow yourself to change the perspective how you're seeing everything take place, because I had to do that. Everything that is going on where, maybe want to interact with my kids or something like that. And it's just like, all my kids are grown. So I get aggravated like that because, I don't have my mother in my life like that. I have my adopted mom that is really strongly connected with me, and I talk to her all the time. But I know how that feels when you have like a biological mom that you're not connecting with at all. I tried to, but my mom is going through so much pain. She like spiritually blocked me out. So I had to allow myself to really come to terms with that. And that wasn't easy because I always wanted to know my mom. But, I can't allow myself to force myself on anybody. I'm not going to do that. So I just send my mom healing vibes because I know she's dealing with a lot, especially after my dad passed away, and she's holding some kind of guilt. And I don't fault her or my dad for anything. It's just a blessing that just on my dad's side, I stayed connected with my grandmother that passed on, my grandfather, my aunt, you know, and there's people that he connects with, also they're over there. It just trips me out on even there's people that I can come across their picture, that we're celebrities, public figure. And all of a sudden I start hearing them, and it's just whatever's going on up in there. But all the other folks has passed on. I mean, they're being very loud. So there's a lot of things going on up there. And it's just crazy for me to be able to hear certain people that have passed on. I start getting emotional, like, damn, we really miss you here. But I feel like it's also a blessing when I'm able to connect with, public figures like that knows my dad and it was strongly connected to him and all those different things. So there, we're going through huge changes right now, very big changes where you're sleeping a lot more. You may get very emotional. It's just like I was telling my friend yesterday. I'm like, girl, I cry on commercials. I'm just like, I hate being able to be emotional like that. But you're doing a lot of release. So you have to expect the unexpected. Now you're being pushed out of your comfort zone because, a lot of us have been holding on to things a lot longer than we were supposed to. So this is a part of that mission that is going to be able to transform you into something so much stronger, because a lot of us don't realize that you're in that fire and you're that phoenix. Is like when all these things are over, you're going to be one of those badasses that you're not going to be a force to be reckoned with. Because when we get to that full-blown mission, we're already in the mission right now. It has already started to take place. You are facing a lot of things that you know that really hurt you, that you have to really allow yourself to be honest. Is holding on to these things, are they going to make me become better? No. Is just keeping you in a low vibration. You're wanting things to be normal. Number one, nothing was normal. You don't want to be normal, because that's in the situation. When you're in this situation, it's supposed to change you for the better. You're becoming stronger. You're being honest with yourself for what has taken place and got me to know myself on a deeper level, on a spiritual path. Being able to understand I'm stronger than I give myself credit for. I'm more powerful than I want to acknowledge, because a lot of times what we're dealing with right now will have you scared because you don't know what is taking place in your life. But your soul is telling you everything is going to be okay. I feel that a lot around me, because it's like when I see stuff, I had to really allow myself to get out my feelings, like, shake it off. you know, get with the program. I had to really tell myself that. And then it just feels like my mind is more at ease because I allowed myself to, really write things down and allow myself to see the positive and the negative from those situations, and what good things. I had to allow myself to be focused on that. Yeah, there's a lot of people that hurt me. Yeah, there's a lot of people that stabbed me in my back that, I've never did anything to. But a lot of times you didn't realize that was your blessing in disguise, because then you see what their true intention is of you. And you should never take it personal, because obviously for them to go out of bounds like that, they seen the good in you and they envied that. They hated that about you. So yes, they did those things. But then look at all the things I had to allow myself to not even worry about the people that connected with me in that way, but actually see from the situations I took place in, everything I've opened up and been able to make videos about. There are so many of y'all that are connecting with me in that way that can appreciate what I put out there. I had to allow myself to be able to be thankful. If I wasn't really strong like I allowed myself to get credit for, and I doing a good thing, there wouldn't be people coming at me hard to try to distract me, or trying to block me from my blessings, or try to get me distracted and think about things that they have hurt me with, or they're trying to rub in my face about what they have and what I'm lacking. All those different things. That's, they're speaking from ego. They're speaking from their insecurities. Heyokas, we do that. We rub people the wrong way like that. So you have to understand you're going through transformation. You are strong. You are very strong. Whatever has been placed on you, when it comes from anybody that you went through abuse with, verbal, sexually, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, those things had to happen to take place for you to remember what the hell you came here for, and what your purpose is going to be, and where you're about to pertain yourself to, and what kind of blessings you're going to catapult yourself in, just because you endured those things. Because you became that example to basically say, even though these things has happened to me, that does not define me. What somebody says negative about me, is not defining you. Those are the things that when they're anytime somebody spoke negative of you, this is how they saw themselves. And I had to really allow myself to sit there and see that, because there's times it's like, okay, you're saying this, but are you believing it within yourself? And I thought I was, but I had to really allow myself to dive deep, because there was still some cracks and crevices of that, pain I was still holding on to, and I didn't realize that. But it was just like you're going through a growth period. You're learning about yourself on so much of a deep level that you weren't able to obtain that before. You weren't able to open that door yet. You have to still go through, lessons, soul lessons, life lessons, to really understand what is taking place, what kind of power you uphold. When I allowed myself to be open like that, all of a sudden, all type of downloads was coming to me, and I'm like, wow, that's very powerful, and it's hard for when we go through different things. It's like we can be our own worst enemy. We can be our own toxic trigger, because you held on to things. I held on to things, and I remember this, I remember that. Yeah, you remember it. What the hell? You got to keep dreading over that, constant repeat. These people already did that. The more you keep dwelling on that, the more you're giving that person that satisfaction of seeing you suffer. Or, there's people praying out here for my downfall and making, trying to make sure I quit what I'm doing. I'm like, hell, that's more of a motivation than me keep on going. All the best revenge you can do is keep on going. Allow yourself to say, oh yeah, they did that. Oh well, that showed more about them and less about me. If they, I don't took them out my life, that was their loss. That wasn't yours. When you have parted ways with somebody and gave you peace, that was not a loss. That is not a loss. And then when you're allowing yourself to understand when people are trying to trigger you, this is breaking you away. Anytime I always tell people, and it took me a long time, anybody who's been in your life that has been a narcissist, has been a sociopath, psychopath, or just downright just evil, just downright evil. They're tearing you away from the mold that you have been conditioned to be in. Because that's letting you know, oh, you have the power to overcome what they say. And they only do what you allow them to do. When they know they can't do that, you'll start feeling that energy around you, especially if you're in a karmic cycle that you're trying to get the heck away from. You'll feel that energy. You will really feel it. And then it's just allowing yourself to not even associate yourself with that. If you're in a situation where that it's a karmic cycle, because you're in these situations where you are always looked at as the bad guy. You're always looking like the instigator, this and this and that, because you're speaking your truth. People don't like it when you speak their truth, because they like hide behind those masks. So many people got different faces. They show a mask to this person, they show a mask to that person, and it's like when they confront, when you see them, you see them for what they truly are, and when you call them out on that, they don't like it. They don't like it whatsoever. So you have to allow yourself to know you don't have to be like these people. You were that person, they got hurt just like you are, but the only difference between you and that person, you are using that pain that has been enduring on you for how long, that is going to be your strength. You're using that as a mouse to overcome. And I always tell people, you are not the product of what happened to you. You're not a product of your situation that you were placed in. You are that type of person that you're a victor over that thing, that whatever has been placed on you, you're going to overcome that. And you're going to show people, I ain't got to be like you. Because obviously hurt people, like attract like. When they were going through something, they were sitting up here making other people pay for it. They ain't had nothing to do with them. But you can be that type of person. Yeah, I've had this happen to me. This is taking place in my life, but look at me, I'm doing so much better. I ain't even going towards that motion about what I went through, because I always tell people I'm at that mode. Like, if you want to know what's taking place on me, you'll be guided by certain videos. I have over 2,500 videos on my channel. There'll be ones like, Dad, I really want to know what she went through for her to you know do these things. Universal guide you towards whatever video you want to go to for you to understand what I went through and what took me here. My tragedies were a very hard tragedy for a person to bear, with me actually still being in my right mind, for everything that's taking place in front of me, and I had to allow myself to see everything that took place. It could have been so far worse, because I could have acted on my impulses. I could have been in jail and doing some hard time if I would have reacted, and would have been able to jump on them impulses the way the old Roslynn wanted to. But it's just like, you know what? Everything happened for a reason. Everything ain't what it seems. And trust and believe, just because you don't know everything that's going on, the powers that be do. And don't think, things ain't going to be dealt with, but it's going to be dealt with on the divine time of what is needing to take place. But it's like my focus can't be on that. My focus is not about being vengeance on anything or anyone. This is about me focusing on myself and transferring myself to not be a burden upon myself, not being my own toxic trigger of myself, not allowing myself to sit up here and dwelling over things that I know I have no power to change. I'm not waiting for no daggone explanation why they did it. I'm not waiting on a sorry, because I'm not gonna get either one. Narcissists don't sit up here and admit to what they did, even though they know what they did. They're not gonna allow themselves to do that, because that's gonna admit they have faults. I can admit my responsibility on the things that's taking place, and I'm allowing myself to own up to it. But I'm also allowing myself to own up to it, but learn from it so I can part ways with that as well. And these are the things that you're doing right now when you're in this lockdown. This is telling you know yourself, and know yourself very deep. Become your own best friend, because you've been your enemy for too long. This is your time to shine. Allow yourself to really fix yourself where you need to. Because I had to allow myself to say, I don't like what I'm radiating out. Everything that I'm radiating out is the things that people, how they wanted me to be seen. But that's how they see me. But for them to see, how they say, you think I am is what I am. What you say you are is what you are. It is what it is. I see myself as change. I see myself as love. I see myself as sex. I see myself as positive energy. I keep on transforming and transitions, becoming powerful every 5 seconds, because I'm allowing myself to let go of that. That pain is not deserving of me anymore, but it's damn sure strengthening me. And I can appreciate what those things have done to take place in my life that is going to catapult me, because there's so many people are trying to understand, how do you let that stuff go? How do you heal from things that's taking place on you? These are the things where you're asking yourself these things. And so when you allow yourself to journal, keep journals up on things that are taking place, changes that you're going through, that you're realizing certain things you weren't able to, you know do before. You're seeing what things trigger you. But when you're writing those down, you can say a positive, yeah, this is triggering you. Okay, that's the con. The pro is that you have to really allow yourself to come to terms with that and let that free. Allow yourself to, I've been people that I connect with on Messenger, when devil ain't trying to block me, because it seems like when I even do the videos and try to send it on Messenger, it's like, oh, this can't be, sent right now. I'm just like, devil busy, but there's always a way around something. I try to send it out on my page, send it out here, and then, tag folks as well. Um, Go through the meditations of, freeing negative energy from your house as well as yourself. Use those even while you're sleeping, cutting cords, um, releasing yourself from conflict, fear, distractions. There's so many different meditations, even the ones when you call on the archangels. I try to make sure, even on my community posts, that I put up different things that help you maintain those balances, because we really need that right now. They don't want you second guessing yourself. They don't want you to place doubt. They want your confidence to become stronger. They want your faith to become stronger, as well as your patience. They know what you want. They know what you're trying to manifest into your life, but you have to be on the same level of what you're trying to bring out. But if you're not, it's not going to be able to come out until you allow yourself to elevate yourself and align with what you're trying to bring towards the surface. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video. I would love to give a post notification shout out to my sister Claire McGee. Was it Lisa Johnson as well, Teresa Kang, and Drea W. Um, MDB Cleaning LLC, and JB. Much love to you, as well as GZ Destiny. And I will see you on my next video. Oh gosh, the daggone energy's unchanged again as well. I can feel it. And then y'all just seen it. It's like that flash just popped up. Like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Drop me a line. I would love the chance to hear from you. Share. Tell somebody about the channel. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you know all the upcoming videos are about to be uploaded. And if you need to get in touch with me privately, you can always find me on Facebook Messenger. You don't have to have the app. for the page to have the app on the messenger, those two different things. So if you want to connect with me faster, I always tell people just try to download the Facebook messenger, find me up under my name. If you send, I don't know if you have to send a Facebook request for you to be able to send me a message. I always tell people don't send me a Facebook request and then don't send me a message because I'm not going to approve it. So just allow yourself to do that. Let me know, hey Roslynn, I connect with you from your channel, or you're part of the Heyoka fam or whatever, and just let me know about this, your questions and concerns about your spiritual path, and I'll try my best to answer the best way I can. If not, I will find information to guide you towards the answers that you truly need. Whatever we speak on is confidential, so it'll stay there, and I'll help you out as best way as I can. Um, I know that you're highly loved, highly favored, and truly blessed, and knowing there's always someone out there praying out there for better days for you. I hope and pray that everything that you're trying to manifest into your life comes 100,000 times more than what you asked for or expected, and it comes so much sooner than you expected as well. Even through social distancing, make sure you give out love, light, positivity, as well as prosperity, words, vibes, frequencies. You never know, all those things can really take somebody a long way. And I will just see y'all in my next video. Make sure you're washing your hands, sanitizing everything that you need during the day, or doing your daily routine. Put it that way. And I hope y'all enjoy your weekend. And I will talk to y'all in my next video. Much love to you. Peace. Be wild.